What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Southern Cal, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Real quick before we get into this video, I need y'all to please do your boy a favor, a huge favor. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you will be among the first to be notified when I drop a new video. Let's talk about it. So we have a situation where a young lady killed her manager, McDonald's employee who unalived her manager because she said that her manager sent her home, kept sending her home. She's done, videos about it, talking about how the manager is, how the manager is racist toward her, how the manager was just, and the manager was just constantly sending her home. The manager was constantly like singling her out, just basically, just picking on her, talking to her any kind of way, and all that stuff. So, and it led up to her killing her manager. But come to find out that this is a mom of, who was raising six kids on her own by herself. The father of her kids is currently incarcerated right now. And so just like a lot of mothers out there, she was doing it all by herself, working a job at McDonald's to support six kids. But now she's no longer there, so now the kids don't have a mother or a father. There's nothing the father can do because he's locked up, and she's gone. She's not coming back. It's a sad situation all around, I guess, for me, because I don't know, what I'm saying? I wasn't there. None of us was really, was there to know or to see that person's character, her manager, the woman who was unalived. We wasn't there to really see if that was true, but from what she's saying, and I can speak off of, past experiences, and but you could really tell that this chick really has really got some mental issues going on. Like, she ain't all there up here. You can really tell that, just by hearing her talk, looking at her video and hearing her talk and hearing her music and all that, you can tell that this chick really got some mental issues, some serious mental issues going on. And she really ain't all the way there. But people deal with that. I guess I've been on both sides. I see it from both sides, even though I don't care how much a person is treating you bad, or so you say. I don't care how much you claim a person is treating you bad. It does not justify you taking this woman from her kids. It does not justify this woman's life being taken away from her. And now her kids having to figure it out on their own now. All six of her kids having to figure it out on their own now. It doesn't justify that. That's my whole thing. I do understand that you have managers who take their job serious. You have managers who overdo it. They get in a little position of power, a little position of authority, and they take that and they take their job way too serious. Way too serious. When it ain't that serious. Because they never been in positions of power before. They never been in positions of authority. You got some people who was picked on all their lives, bullied all their lives. And so now, they get a little position of power and authority. They lord it over everybody. So, you have those people out there. I've worked with those people before. I don't work with them type of people before. People who just They just come around just like the star stuff, just like the star-ish, man. You know, all because they feel like they can. They feel like, you know, they can start. They feel like, you know, I'm the manager, I'm the boss, I can do this. You know, you need to respect me as your boss, or you need to respect me as your superior. You need to respect me as the person who's in charge. You know, the person who's in control here. You need to respect me. You have those people out there. I've worked with those people before, and they made me want to straight take it to the streets. But it never been that serious to where I wanted to take a life. You know, it's never been that serious to where I wanted to cut their water off and risk my freedom and lose my freedom. You know, I'm not gonna lose my freedom over no job. You know, because, you know, all these different jobs is hiring out here, man. I could go easily go get me another job. I could go find me another job. You know what I'm saying? Jobs come a dime a dozen. You know, so I'm not gonna risk my life over that type of thing. And I feel like, you know, if this chick was really bothered by this, if this chick was really bothered by her manager, you know, and what she claims that her manager was doing, if she really felt that way, you know, then why not just go quit and get you another job, or go find you another job or whatever. And then once you secure that job, then, you know, quit McDonald's and go somewhere else. You know, but the thing about it is, you're gonna always, I mean, it's gonna be on every job. You're gonna always have that one person. You're gonna always have that one manager who gonna make it difficult for you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I understand that side, and I also understand that on the other side too, because, you know, being on the side of management, you know what I'm talking about? So I've been on the side of management, you know, so I understand that when you're looking at it from that point of view, when you're looking at it from a manager's point of view, you know, every little thing you tend to tell them, or every little thing you tend to say to these people, they're going to make it personal. They're going to take it personal, and they're going to make it personal, and they're going to say that, oh, you don't like me. You know, when in a management role, I'm in a management position, I don't get to not like you. You know what I'm saying? My job is to be able to have to solve problems, deal with different personalities. This is why we get paid the big bucks, because we get paid the big bucks to solve problems. We get paid the big bucks to, you know, to deal with different personalities. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get to not like people. We don't get to, you know, hate people. You know what I'm saying? Not in our position, when I'm in a position of management. So I have to always have the cooler head in the situation. You know, so it's never anything personal, but you have employees on the job who will take it personal. They will make it personal. And the least little thing that you say to them, or that you get on to them about, then, you know, they're going to say that, oh, you don't like me. They're going to say that, oh, you're racist. I mean, I've had people, you know, tell me that, you know what I'm saying, when I was getting on to people, you know, because, you know, they were doing stuff that they had no business doing, you know, and especially when it came to the women, it was like, you know, you don't like me because I'm a woman, or you don't like women. You don't like women. You know, I happen to love women very much. You know, I got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have kids. So that tells you right there, you know what I'm saying, that I love women very much. You know, but at the same time, you know, I have a job to do as well. I have a job to do. You know, so nothing is ever that serious. Nothing is ever that serious, man. You know, and it's a sad situation, and my heart and prayers go out to the family, the kids, especially to the 6 kids that this young lady was raising, and doing it all on her own, doing it all by herself. You know, imagine trying to feed 6 kids, man, all by yourself. You know, with no help, no support. You know, that, you know what I'm saying, I can only imagine how rough that is. I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, the hardship of that. And it's probably many nights she probably cried because she didn't know what to do, because she don't really have the help coming from anywhere else, and she don't really have the support, and she don't really have the support of the father because he's locked up. So he's not there to do what he's supposed to do, or do what he needs to do as the father. You know, this is why it's important for fathers to be in their kids' lives. It's very important. So yeah, but it's like I said again, it's a very sad situation, you know. And if you ever faced with a situation like that, man, if it get too bad, man, why not just, you know what I'm saying, go somewhere else or go find another job? But you know what I'm saying, but it's not. But at the same time, you know, and I'm speaking to myself too, you know what I'm saying, like, cause you know, I dealt with difficult people. I deal with difficult people. So you know, you got to find a way to deal with it, especially when you got a family at home, when you got kids to raise, you got people who rely on you, you got people who depend on you. Now, I'm not saying put up with people's disrespect on these jobs. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying just sit and just let a person feel like they can just handle you any kind of way. Because no, one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to disrespect me. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to feel like you can handle me any kind of way, because before anything, I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? Before anything, before being a manager or before being a regular employee, I'm a human being, you know, and I'm a grown man, and there are no kids around here. You get what I'm saying? So, but again, it's a sad situation, man, and you know, and my, you know what I'm saying, my condolences to this young lady's kids. And man, y'all go off in the comments and let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation. She didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, and she got to pay for her actions, and I mean, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing is ever that serious to when you have to take a person's life. You know, but you know, I don't care what kind of mental issues you got going on. It's never that serious for you to go and take somebody's life just because they keep sending you home. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, straight get on your grind and go find something else. You know, go find something you feel is better. You know what I'm saying? Get you a side hustle or something. You know, you got to do something, you know what I'm saying, to keep yourself going. You know, you got to do something, man. You know, and this situation could have been very easily avoided. You know what I'm saying? This was a very, you know what I'm saying, avoidable situation, man. You know, but when you make these types of decisions, man, to, you know, take these people's lives, man, you got to understand, man, like, you're taking a mother from her kids, you're taking a daughter from her mother, you're taking somebody's sister, you're taking somebody's aunt, you're taking, you know what I'm saying, like, you're taking somebody's grandmother, you're taking somebody, you know, you're taking somebody's loved one, you're taking somebody's best friend, you know, in that situation, man. You know, you're taking someone who's very near and dear to somebody, you know what I'm saying, because I know that there are people who loved her, you know. So yeah, but it's just it's a sad thing on both parts. I hate that she had to lose her life behind it, and now she can't be there for her kids no more. You know what I'm saying? Now there's nothing there's nothing that she can do now, and her kids are gonna have to figure it all out now on their own now. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope and pray that the kids get the type of support that they need. I hope and pray that they have family members who would take them in. You know what I'm saying? Who would help, you know, guide them, you know, through life or whatever, and help them try to help them figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because it does take a village. You know, it does take a village. You know, but once again, y'all go off in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Should she get the max punishment? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, let me know what y'all think about this, man. Until next time, it's your boy Southern Cal. Gone.